Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Bastion. We're picking up right where we left off. Let's go ahead and jump in the skyway and see where it takes us.
Whisk him where it needs to go. Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races.
Yes, this is the Bastion. This is where everybody was supposed to go in case of trouble, and it doesn't actually look like anybody's here.
Did anybody else survive?
Probably not.
Sure enough, he finds another.
I wonder who that could be.
He finds me.
Right, so this is the narrator right here. He looks a bit different than I thought he would. We can ask him about a few items we have, so let's go ahead and do that.
We talk for a spell. There's a bit of the Bastion's power in that crest. Enough to point the way to the cores.
Right, and we started with that item, so I guess we need to keep that. The cores. This is what we picked up at Wharf District that made, like, the whole thing collapse.
All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there. Then watch.
Yep, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's ask him about the final thing. Ah, the crystal barrette. This is another thing we found in the Wharf District.
I try to let the kid down gently. This is the Bastion, alright. Except no one else showed up.
Well, I guess we're the only survivors then. So, let me explain the Bastion a bit. The Bastion kind of works as our home base. We're going to go to levels and bring back cores, and then you put the cores here and this will happen.
And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown.
Right, so what happened was, like, these little 3 platforms here, foundations, appeared, but we can only use one of them because only one of them is lit up. So what we can do here is we can build a building.
Kid ponders what to build.
Right, so we have 2 choices. We can either build a distillery or an arsenal. I'm happy with our current loadout and weapon set, so I don't think we need an arsenal, but we did level up, and I want to get my spirit for level 2, so I will build a distillery first. Alright, let's go see our next spirit.
Makes time to sample spirits from my personal supply.
Right, so Dead Dreadrum and Fetching Fizz are old. We could choose these from before, but these 3 are new. Unfortunately, none of the new ones are really all that good. Some of them I eventually want to get, but I don't really want to get them right now. Like, 33% speed while defending is pretty nice and all. But what I really want to get is the Fetching Fizz, because those fragments work as a currency, and we're going to need a lot of them, and sometimes they're in places where we really can't be bothered to go out of our way and get them. So it would be nice if they would just kind of stray towards us. So I'm going to go with Fetching Fizz for our level 2 spirit.
Fetching Fizz is like a mouthful of nails, but the benefits are worth it.
Right, now we can build 2 other buildings, as you can see here. We know one of them is going to be the arsenal, but we don't know what the third one is going to be quite yet. We'll see eventually. Now, if we head up north...
Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him.
We have pretty much a level select here.
Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands.
There's 2 places we can go. Well, actually, there's 3 if you count the Bastion. So we have the Bastion, our home base. This right here is the Wharf District. It's cleared. Once you clear an area, you cannot go back. And the other 2 we have to choose from, one of them's a proving ground. And a proving ground, it's kind of like a training area. I'll cover them in bonus videos. This is where we really want to go, though. The Workman Ward. You can see there's a core detected, and what we want to do, obviously, is get cores, bring them back to the Bastion so we can build more buildings. So, we're going to go here. Shouldn't be too tough. It's only the 2nd stage.
Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong.
Now I like the Workman Ward quite a bit because there's actually 4 directions.
Down one of these twisted streets, but which one?
Don't worry, we'll get to that. We can go, well, we're gonna go down all 4 directions. You really only have to go down one, which is where the core is, But they all hold something pretty nice to get, so let's go check them all out. There's a fountain here in case we need to use it, but we're full on healing tonics.
He heads for the squirt steps. Won't be no field trip this time.
And the squirt steps. So obviously we know that there's going to be a lot of squirts. Luckily though, there are two things to grab here that are pretty good, so I'd go here first. Right, so the first thing to grab is a war machete. I like the hammer better, but I'll grab it now just to show it off, and we'll switch it out as soon as we can.
Scumbag can digest just about anything. Except for this. It's quick for slicing, and light enough to throw.
Right, so it's a lot weaker than the hammer, but as you can see, it is way quicker, and if you hold down the attack button, you can throw it. So, I don't know. I guess it has its pros, but definitely like the hammer better. Now, as you can see there's a big squirt, and those guys are pretty annoying. I mean, normal squirts were annoying enough, but those guys have way more health. And here's the second thing we get here. It's another ability.
They say even the most rambunctious squirts can be tamed.
Right, so it pretty much tames squirts, and they'll fight
No
for
sign
you.
of the core here. At least the kid got something for his trouble.
I've seen people do some pretty cool things with it, but I don't find it all that practical, so I'm probably not going to use it often. I like Whirlwind quite a bit more.
Squirts don't make the best of friends, but they can be useful in a pinch.
But as you can see, that's how it works. He's pretty much going to kill them all. Pretty slow, though. It's better to just kill them yourself.
Them squirts just don't know when to quit.
Right, okay, so, let's go south next.
He heads for the biggest dump in town. Scumbag Alley.
Yeah, I don't like this area. Scumbags... I actually hate scumbags more than squirts.
So
These ones are small, though.
Still feeding off the city's own trash.
Best to take them out from a distance so you don't have to walk in their crap. I swear there were more. I don't know where they went.
And there he is. The oldest scumbag of them all. Gershel.
This guy. So, actually, we fought two of these in the Wharf District, though. I think this guy does a little bit more damage, but I mean, really, they're the same size, so it's not that big of a deal.
The Calamity ain't done much for Gershel's sunny disposition.
I like to just kite him around and shoot him with the bow, but I do that with pretty much anything that can be considered like a mini-boss. Although he has a charge, so it's kind of hard to do.
Old scumbag didn't feel a thing. No core, no surprise. Like the gas fellas are hiding it from him.
The South, at first glance, it appears like it has
nothing.
nothing.
Is gone for good, and his city crest won't bring it back.
But really, it has quite a few fragments to get, but I'd say it's my least favorite of the four paths we can choose on this stage. Alright, now that we have quite a few fragments, let's go ahead and go east, as soon as we can get back. Apparently Squirt's uprooted here. Alright, so let's head east.
He heads for the east side, where windbags used to keep the local forge.
Ah, the forge. Now the forge is actually the third building we can build at the Bastion, and it's really useful.
Percy the Snitch. Never much cared for that big wide grin of his.
Nothing over there. Oh, God, not good.
Keeps
Oh,
telling
that's
himself
perfect.
he better watch his step.
Oh my God. When the hell did these guys get so strong?
Somehow
Alright.
that old forge is still standing.
So the forge is actually really useful, and we'll want to build one soon. So let's go ahead and see what we can do.
Inside the forge, Key can fine-tune those instruments of his.
Yes, this is where we can upgrade the weapons. I was looking for this for quite some time. So let's go ahead and upgrade the hammer first. Right, so we have a choice between two upgrades for the first one. As you can see, it costs 250 fragments, so make sure you have quite a bit or quite a few fragments before you come here. So we can either increase the damage by 50% or the critical hit chance by 10%. Some people might go with the critical hit, but I think that the 50 damage sounds and is a lot better, so I'm definitely going to go with the 50 damage.
Kid's lifelong friends looking fit to keep on fighting.
Right, so we only had one material for the hammer, so that's as much as we can upgrade it right now, but we can also upgrade the bow. If you remember, we picked up an upgrade material in the Wharf District. And we can either increase the draw speed by 25%, or plus 2 target penetrations per shot. The 25% draw speed sounds a lot better, but I've seen it used, and I've used it myself. I don't really notice a difference with it. But I've also used the plus 2 target penetration per shot, and I don't really notice a difference with that either, so I'm going to go ahead and go with the 25% draw speed.
With a good length of Miska, that bow's like new again.
So you can... Oh, it's like the initial draw speed, like it doesn't help you charge up quicker.
So he's got to guess again.
Alright, now we can go north, and since we've checked every path, we know that north has the core. Oh look, my squirt is still here, and he's killing a gas fellow. I don't believe your squirt can die, but don't quote me on that. Alright, let's go north and grab our core.
Is where the gas fella foreman used to live, tending to his flock.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Oh! Not good. Also, I didn't really cover this last episode, but if you tap your shield button just before a turret shot hits you, you'll counter it, and instead of just like hitting it back at them lightly, it will kill them.
And there it is, but it's locked down tight in an alloy cage.
Right, so what's gonna happen now is... There we go. A mini boss is gonna...
keeping his fellas in check, almost like he's showboating for the crowd.
Oh, crap, and he has Whirlwind. What I like to do is once again just kite him around, because if you fight him back there, there's a bunch of other gas fellas that will try to kill you.
And now there's a new marshal in town.
But see, now that he's dead, all those gas fellas aren't there anymore. So it's best to just kind of get him in a secluded area where you can fight him alone. And now we can grab the core, but first let's see if there's any fragments here. Alright, just a few. Alright, hopefully the world doesn't collapse when we grab it this time.
He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall.
That's what I like to hear.
He's ready to go, and his ticket out's right where he started.
There we go. So we went every single path. We got everything we needed in this level. What's this? Something sharp. Ah, it's an upgrade for the War Machete. Okay. So now we have everything that we need, and we can go ahead and return to the Bastion.
He comes back, just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it.
Alright, so let's go put it here and we can build another building.
Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next.
Now, it's really tempting to build a forge right now, but, well, let's see what we can build first. Right, so forge and arsenal. Now, if we build the forge now, we could upgrade the machete because we do have a material for it. However, I'm not really eager to upgrade the machete right now, so I think I'm going to build an arsenal so I can actually use the hammer again, because I like the hammer quite a bit more than the arsenal. So that's what I'm going to, or I like the hammer quite a bit more than the war machete, sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and build the arsenal. We'll build the forge next.
The Bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to.
Alright, so the loadout I like to use right now is the Kill Hammer, because, well, obviously I upgraded it, so it's a lot better than the war machete. Now, the Breaker's Bow, I could change it for the Fang Repeater because the Fang Repeater does shoot a lot quicker, but, the bow's growing on me, so we'll leave it there. Squirt Lure, we gotta change that. Now, a lot of these are good. Dancing Shot sounds really tempting to use because it can hit multiple targets, but I think I'm gonna keep Whirlwind. And the new one we have is Mirror Shield, where sometimes it will automatically counter-block stuff, but it's really not all that hard to counter-block something without this, so I don't see a use for it. I'm gonna go ahead and use Whirlwind again. So we're pretty much back to the loadout we had in the Wharf District.
Ain't much kid can't handle with hammer and bow in hand.
So really, that's all that we're going to cover this episode, guys. In the next episode, we'll go ahead and head towards the next stage. I'll see you guys then.